Nalala ko tuloy sa Powerpuff Girls. Like, hindi ko alam kung high yung gumawa nun. Like, we're gonna call ourselves the Beat-Alls. Because we beat
I remember that. Yeah, the Beatles.
That was so dumb.
There's that joke where Professor Tony was like, "They're like a rock band," because like the guy has a rock.
One of the funniest episodes talaga. You fucking
Yeah, and they pass like this group of people that look like the actual Beatles.
God damn, nakakatawa yung Powerpuff Girls.
We're the Beatles.
Okay. Nag-start na siya.
Are we live, baby boy?
We're live na.
Hello. Welcome to Gaming Gamers, pare. The gaming podcast that has people saying, okay. I'm your host, Andren Bernardo. With me, pare, is the comic book artist, the comic book industry's dirty little secret, Josel Nicolas, and
Hi.
River
Okay.
is a river in denial. Cruz, pare. Not to be confused with Rivers Cuomo, pare. The guy from
That's right.
Weezer.
I'm always in denial.
Yeah, yes. So today we're gonna talk about.
No.
See?
We have to
We're
do
laughing,
catch up.
we're laughing.
We have to do
I
your
know,
catch
I
up
know.
first.
Yeah. I know. It's gonna come. Just like it's a build, pare. You know,
Okay.
like before the main course, pare, we need breadsticks and scream at waiters kasi malabnaw yung tubig. So our first, like I want to say lang what you guys have been doing nung weekend, pare. Who wants to start? Like video game related, not video game related. Yeah, it can't be all about video games. Like I want the tagline now of this podcast to be the gaming gamers, like a podcast about video games and life. I don't know. So what do you guys been doing this weekend?
What did I do?
I think you guys already know what I've been doing mostly, but yeah, you go, Giselle. You go first.
I got
Yeah,
yung
you go
aking-
first, Giselle.
I got yung new pen tab ko kasi like my old pen tab got broken when I went to Thailand. Na I was at the airport tapos yung guy just threw yung bag ko, so nasira yung USB port. So it's like one of
Oh,
those
God.
situations na I have to balance it perfectly so it like yung input goes in. So I haven't been really, it's been really bad lately, so I haven't been excited to draw. Pero then I got yung pen tab ko. Tapos after like maybe 2 months or 3 months of not really drawing, like bigla nag-pour out yung creativity. That sucks. I hate
Hell
that I
yeah,
said
dude.
that. I hate that I said
Nah.
that.
Great, dude.
No, I hate na I said na nag-pour
Proud
out
of you,
yung
that's great.
creativity kasi that's like really uncreative. Like, it just came. And,
Just say
so,
it just
yeah.
came, like it poured
Like,
out. It just came. The creativity.
Yeah, like Giselle, do you hate din ba like kunwari si Hanna-Barbera? Like nung or like Seth MacFarlane, tas may magazine spread siya, tas nandun siya, tas like he's surrounded by his creations.
Oh,
Do you hate
would
that? bro?
love that. I would love that. Ironically and unironically na parang, like, you know, like, nakaupo ako, tapos
Oh,
si Bear nasa Nico or something like that.
Yeah.
Tapos yung dun sa magazine
Oh,
spread yung nakalagay dito sa headlines, like, who the fuck is this guy?
And what the fuck is that? And this is
Yeah.
pointing at your
I
akala
character.
ko wala yung K-Zone. Why the fuck is this guy?
Remember this guy?
You're featured on K-Zone.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Nandun yung characters from that Cole comic that I did for money. Nandun yung Train Law comic book.
Look. Giselle wants to fucking beat himself up. Pero
That's
credit
funny.
where credit's due, buddy. I saw that Cole comic. That was pretty cute. A guy was fucking like my uso. A guy was holding a filter. And like,
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
I
that was
mean, like, you know, I go hard kahit naman if it's like, anyway. Oh.
Yeah. Gusto ko nga rin na you make jokes like yung nilagay mo yung laglag pantry. Lagalag pantry yung name. Like, yeah, that's
Where did I
That's a good one.
put that? I forgot where I put that. Yeah, may laglag pantry. Tapos,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can cut this episode just a little. But Linus told me that you made the art for Gouda, diba?
for Gouda?
Or
Yung,
was he fucking... Yeah,
yung,
yung restaurant.
yung
Yeah.
restaurant? No. Did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
No. I don't think I made art for Gouda.
Okay.
I would
He was
remember
fucking
that.
lying then. Yeah,
also, we
but- well,
can't
you
cut
did
this.
get-
We're live, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's fine. I don't
Yeah.
care. That's not something I wouldn't be unproud of na nag-drawing out for Gouda. It's not as if may...
Dude, yeah, I'd be proud.
Oo. I mean, it wouldn't be great kasi taga
Yeah,
Batangas ako tapos like shitty na version ng mga food namin pero like, you know,
Ang good.
shots fired.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, River?
Batangas.
What have you been doing this week?
Well, I've been constantly updating you guys every now and then, like a needy girlfriend about my progress with Dragon Quest XI. And like if people have been watching the older podcasts, that's all I've been talking about because that's just my life. But you know, people can finally rest easy because I'm probably gonna talk about different Dragon Quest games now because I beat Dragon Quest XI. I did the true ending, and now it's like, have you ever like beaten a? It's I think it's just the effect of long games talaga. Like either a long game or a long anime series or
Or like
whatever.
a hostage
When it's
situation.
done, it's just this. Yeah, there's just this like moment of like Stockholm syndrome where you're like, oh no, this isn't taking up my time anymore. I need something else. That's how I felt. Like immediately after when the credits were rolling, I was just like sitting down and I was like, I gotta play the other. Yeah, I was just tapping. I was pulling on the rubber band, tapping. I need it. So I got 3 more Dragon Quest games. I'm playing right now. I'm playing 4. And then I'm gonna go through 5 and 6, and then I already have the order in my head. That's how like freaking manic obsessed I am now with Dragon Quest.
Kasi, di ba, it's like, again, you finished na 11. Tangina
Yeah.
prequel pala siya. It's a prequel to 4. And
Oh really?
the
I had no
reveals-
idea.
and
Then
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
Then good thing I'm
Yeah.
jumping into 4 then. Oh, you're right, because it shows the
Yeah. That was so cool.
Sorry, we're spoiling it just now,
No,
but it doesn't really
it's
matter.
Fine. It's fine. I literally don't care. So I'm just
I
happy
mean, yeah,
for you
because
guys.
you don't really play Dragon Quest for the plot naman. I guess there are some twists, but it's not necessarily a story-driven game. It's more of a character-driven game talaga.
You know that
And I guess-
fucking final boss, River? He's so
Whatever,
hard.
yeah.
Kasi I played that and maxed out na yung levels ko. Like, I thought
Same.
it was going to be a brief fight.
I did the...
You have this attack pare that gets half of all of, not just your health, all of your party's health. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Ito ba yung first phase eh? So spoilers, the final boss is, alam mo yung
Sylvain.
when you were playing the game, diba? You saw this little guy na black. Now,
Yeah.
what the fuck is
The
this?
beginning of the game.
Yeah. And natatawa ako pagkatapos, seryoso to Like, nung tinapos ko yung original ending, yung bago yung post-game shit, like, wait, ano yung maliit na guy na yan? Like, what was that guy?
Yeah.
I was listening to that, like,
They constantly cut to him, and they're like, okay, while you're saving the world, here's what's going on with this guy, and he's just walking around.
parang
It's
B-plot
just-
na. What?
And then it ends, and then you're like, what? And then it gets answered in the post game. So in a way, Dragon Quest XI is interesting in that the post game genuinely is like the true ending talaga in a sense.
Yes.
Like it's hard to explain because I've never.
Is it an impossible task to finish yung post game, or it's just more?
Dude, if I
it's
did
just
it, you can do it. Like honestly, because I figured out the metal slime exploit.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even know if it's an exploit.
Yeah. There's this attacks in Dragon Quest XI na mataas yung chance ng critical. So I just search for those fat slime silver blobs. And I just fuck
Dude,
them up, dude.
I'll do you one better. I found out there's because there's a move called when people in Dragon Quest when they like fight enough times they get pepped up and they get like supercharged.
Yeah.
And then there's a pep move called Electric City or Electric Lights or whatever. And then what it does is it any enemy that you fight, it has a chance of automatically turning it into a metal slime.
I never
Yeah.
used
There's
the
an
pet power
option.
that much.
Yeah, there's an off chance that it won't work, but almost always it worked. And then I just kept farming, and then everyone's 999 levels. But I still died. I still died to the true
Who's the
final
last
boss.
boss? It's so hard. Like you leading up to it, I've been fucking killing everything in
Yes, I
sight.
was mowing everyone
And then-
down. All the post game extra bosses.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
holy fuck, dude. What the fuck is this? Pero, by the way, River, sobrang overpowered na nung thief guy by the end kasi he can dual wield anything.
Yes.
Like, basically, yung dual wield ko yung fucking strongest swords in the game. Tas siya yung gamit ko. He's so overpowered by, like, again, OP. So, sobrang OP niya pagdating na. Kasi, it's balanced out with this RPG thing na medyo mahina siya sa umpisa. Like, almost throughout the whole game, medyo okay lang siya. Pero when he gets the dual wield ability, puta na, this guy is
So
fucking strong.
He's like an end game type dude.
And
Kind of he's like a glass cannon type because he's like the thief of the team.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
not like he is a thief. And like just a few hits and he's dead, but he has the strongest like crit chance. So
Yeah.
you can dual wield the strongest swords, and then he has this move called Divide that makes him split into 3. So it's 2 times 3 damage, and then you can have this move that like instantly crits. Yeah,
I
and then
have a question.
that's a gamer moment when you land.
Yeah.
I have a question. I really like si Silvando when I see yung trailers and
I love
stuff. Like it seems
Silvando.
like he seems like siya yung magbebenta
It's too
sa
bad
amin
na
game.
he doesn't get any stronger.
He's not that
Oh,
that
is it?
strong.
It's too bad he doesn't get any stronger by the end. Yeah, he's more of a quote-unquote joke character na more like he affects, parang siyang bard type na
Yeah,
status ailments yung specialty niya.
yeah,
Like,
he's more for
not a-
buffing and debuffing mostly.
Is
Yeah.
the thief guy
He doesn't
yung
really deal
kamukha
damage.
ni- yung purple yung hair na tusok yung buhok?
He looks like vegetable.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
vegetable. He looks like
Okay.
vegetable, yeah.
I-
What I also used was when you get back the girl na namatay, yung small, she has this skill.
Spoilers.
She has the
That's
strongest.
fine.
She has the strongest magic out of
Yeah.
all of you, and he has the
The-
skill that there's a chance for you to cast a second
Why?
spell again.
Oh my god.
Yung grab, like she has the strongest spell in the game, and you have a chance. Putang isa pa, like yeah, so good.
That's what I love about Dragon Wish fulfillment in the sense na not only are you fighting this almost impossible boss, but you yourself as the characters, you can make them like impossibly strong then. So it evens out in the end.
Yeah. The
I
only
love
one now who doesn't get really
Good.
strong is Sylvander.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess.
and even Jane fucking fucks game them.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them actually.
I played her like barehanded. Like I didn't.
Oh, really?
I didn't went the spear route, which I heard was her strongest asset though.
Yeah,
Is
I
spear.
use the spear.
Yeah, I used the barehanded one. So, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
after that,
thank you.
Dragon Quest 11 because it's being promoted as the game that a lot of like beginners who want to get into the series should try first, and I can see why. It's weird because I've never encountered the game. Now while I'm playing it, I'm like, oh, I would enjoy this more if I've played the older games. At the same time, it's very accommodating for new players. So when you beat the game, you like it feels like you've played all the older games even though you haven't. You feel nostalgic for it, which is weird because I don't have a history with Dragon Quest.
I disagree because me and Giselle were talking about this. Like, is that yung for yung lalaro mo? There are no attack.
Playing for it.
Yeah, there are no attack animations, diba? It's just a
Yeah, it's just
first
like-
person view.
Even sa 4,
Yeah,
I'm
that-
playing 3 eh.
Yeah, it's like
up
that
until
before, but I think they changed it.
Up until 7.
Yeah.
Up until
Changed it at
7. Yeah.
I don't mind, honestly. Because I played, there's another kind of lesser known JRPG sa DS called Etrian Odyssey. Have you guys heard of that game?
What the fuck is that? That sounds like
I know,
some
right? It's
Brand
so
X shit.
it's
It sounds
it's
like
the
a
same
made
na
up
parang
RPG.
it's
Yeah.
called it's a dungeon crawler. It's that type now. Every time you move, the enemy moves, and then you have to draw the map on the
Parang
touch
Chocobo's
screen.
Dungeon.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a roguelike.
Exactly.
That's literally what roguelikes
It's like
were
in first
back-
person then. It's literally a roguelike, yeah, and like you die a lot,
Oh,
but
really?
it's fantastic. It's a good game, but no one really plays it because it's the kind of game that it relied too much on the DS's second screen. Now when the whole like fad of like DS type consoles kind of faded away, don't really fit other consoles, so it's kind of jailed, stuck on the DS. But yeah.
Yeah, that's why I recommended Giselle. Kasi the one thing Giselle said to me, na, it kind of makes sense, pero like it's too. Basically becomes like a clicker now at that point now where you can cancel out the animations. Like Pokemon has that, where you can fucking remove na the animations sa DS.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you should try Pokemon. Just like it's one of the.
You've never played Pokemon?
Ako?
So?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got maybe sa first gym leader sa yellow. And then corrupted yung aking cartridge.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
that's
Pokemon's
so hard.
great, too.
Like if you're playing yellow and tangina yun yung first Pokemon. Kasi it's so hard kasi the first gym member you fight
I have
is
to be
Brock,
honest.
which is a rock.
I have to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't
rock
think
fucking-
nakaabot ako sa first gym member. I think I just talked to Pikachu for like 2 hours. Kasi tuwan-tuwa ako yung Game Boy nagsasalita. Pikachu! I was like, oh, that's so cute.
Like a Tamagotchi. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that you guys
Then
say
you're
gym
gonna-
member. All I can imagine is a guy working out at a gym and you're
A gym
beating the
member.
shit out of it.
Uy, pare,
yeah.
borta ako.
Spoiler pare, yung second gym, yung Anytime Fitness. Yan yung fucking second gym. Tapos yung next, yung Gold's Gym.
Gold's Gym.
Yung rock type na gym, yung ano, yung semento lang yung, na may lata ng gatas, yung gamit pang...
May nido. Nice joke, pare.
Nice.
So,
A good joke.
let's go. We have an extra secret bonus topic na hindi ko sasabihin sa guys to get them on their toes. Pero let's talk
Oh,
about
damn.
our main topic first. It's called humor in
Conflict
video
in
games.
Israel.
Kasi me as a like I have this thing, Giselle River, where I call stand-up comedians as comedy facilitators. So yung bawang term pare. Kasi pare, we make people think din, ba guys? There's nothing more important to comedy than your message. So it's easier to do stand-up than to write. I'm around so hard to write sketches. Like for me, sobrang mas madali talaga yung stand-up kasi you making a mistake na makes you a better comedian kasi it adds a bit more personality kasi shit, mahilig ako sa edgy statements like para yung, you know the statement na like sharpen a blade too much, it loses its weight. Yan yung sa comedy. If you sharpen your
I've never
yourself too
heard
much.
that, but that's a great statement.
Kasi
So cool.
there's this one comedian, I'm not gonna say his name. Sobrang rehearsed,
Sucks
sobrang
now.
No. He's really good, but it feels like I'm watching a PowerPoint presentation. Like there's no humanity
I get
to
what
it.
you mean.
Like, yeah. So yeah, it's better. Pero I'm collecting my thoughts kasi I have ADHD. Pero like,
Go.
I think it would be harder sa video games kasi there's a structure you have to follow and it can benefit from that and not then kasi I have played video games that were trying to be funny and that's not fucking funny or like, and I have played video games na are funny then but they're super funny but they still follow a formula. But they somehow namamask nila yung formula kasi it's so funny. Yeah.
I feel
So
like-
that's a good topic for
I
today.
feel like we could
Video games.
divide this into like there are games that are funny dahil ng writing, not specifically dahil
Yeah.
ng gameplay. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
then
was
yung
just about to say that.
games that are funny dahil ng gameplay. Yung and I to yung point mo, yung games that are trying to be funny, I think they're also like sometimes yung games that are written to be funny are almost just as funny as anime, which isn't. I'm not saying the anime isn't funny, but like there's that way of writing na sa anime na parang okay, I guess that's funny. Alam mo yun? It's like yung ganung reaction to like a specific joke.
Depends on the anime.
Yeah, pero
I get
like,
what you mean, yeah.
alam mo yung, like, I was watching Pro ZD, tapos parang he was saying na, you know, some anime, it's just funny kasi you like the characters, but it's not the jokes aren't that funny. Alam mo yun? It's like, kasi si
No,
Sanji at saka si Usopp to, that's why you think it's funny, pero like, the joke on itself is like, okay, it's okay. Ganun.
Yeah, like in a vacuum without the context of the characters and what they've been through, it's not a funny joke.
Kasi
I get that.
in
I
games,
mean,
it's like they become your friends. Yung characters, I hate I said that. But they kind of become
Jesus,
yung
that's the
tropa mo,
saddest
right?
statement.
It's so sad.
But that's true.
So it's
I
like,
know, but I agree though.
ganon.
I guess because the difficulty with games, nga, like what Andren said, na a lot of comedy, it's paced. There's timing. There's a way that a joke is told. But with games, because the pacing is up to the player, how can you really like truly pace a joke in a way that's satisfying? That's why, like what you said, Giselle, there's jokes that in games that are like written, and it doesn't. I feel like that's cheating. Well, not cheating, but it's not really a joke that is unique to video games because you can literally like just. It's like you're playing a game and someone tells you a joke. It's different than playing a funny game, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like I'd
Yeah.
say, like, kunyari, Goose Game. That's a funny game. Like that's like yung
Yeah,
mismong,
that's a genuinely funny
kasi
game.
it's funny that you're a goose tas you're chasing someone. That's it's I know sobrang
Yeah,
basic na
Rob,
I
sinabi
think
ko. Pero like
I even watch playthroughs of it. It's funny. It's a funny
it's
game,
like
dude.
no,
So
pero
fu-
like it's also different. Like I played it with yung nephew ko. Tas he's finished all of the Assassin's Creed sa Switch na halos. Or like he's done like multiple playthroughs na. And then he sees yung Untitled Goose Game. He's like, I wanna play that. Tas sobrang addicted siya. Like, tawan-tawa lang kami. Ayun.
I think it's even funnier because it's set in like this really posh English village,
Yeah.
and that's what makes it even funnier. Because like those kinds of places are the least funny places in the world, but then you put a goose in there, and then you just like
Yeah.
mess things up and like ruin everyone's day. I think that's a good example because you make the funny scenarios have the player. The funny doesn't exist.
It's like yung funniest parts ng
Yeah,
Metal
and-
Gear.
Yeah. Sometimes they're the things that you don't expect, nga, or sometimes they're even things that the developers didn't put in on purpose. You can make your own funny in that game, which I like.
And there are also games with bad comedy, like GTA 5. Like, because there are funny parts. It's okay to disagree with it. There are funny parts, but 5 ba yun or 4? 4. Kasi it's satire is hard. Like it's super hard. And there's this one that kept playing sa radio when you play that game. Like, it's called Piss Wiser. It's this beer. No,
Oh, the beer. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just satire is hard, by the way. So I don't know. It didn't make me laugh.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's also the form of a commercial. So no matter how many times mo pakinggan, if you didn't like it the first time, you're gonna hate it more and more. So
Yeah, and it's gonna.
Okay.
That's the problem. Yeah.
An example, like the perfect example for me is Borderlands 2. Have you guys played that game?
yeah, I don't like
Yes,
yung
yeah, I
writing
played a lot
ng
of Borderlands
Borderlands.
too.
Like, I like
Yeah.
the gameplay.
The writing
Yeah,
is
It's like-
very. It's very. There's some genuinely funny jokes, but
Yes.
everything else is just.
It's like I don't know.
Like
What's the
it's
term?
this. This isn't supposed to be funny, but it's funny because it's ironic. So
It's funny
yeah,
because
laugh.
he yelled it really loudly into my
Yeah,
ears. That's
yeah.
why it's funny.
I don't
yung
like.
yung fucking guy, yung isang brand ng gun, yung macho guy, like, yeah,
Ay,
so
okay,
good.
yeah.
I
It's
don't
Torg.
like yung
Torg is the guy.
I also don't like when they give you like a sidekick in robot, right? Tapos it's like
Oh,
quippy.
si Claptrap
When it's
sucks,
quippy,
dude.
pero like
He's not funny.
pero like someone who's quippy pero trying to be helpful pa rin, that's annoying. I would have rather na hindi siya helpful. That would have been funny to me. Na parang siyang si Navi pero like a bastard ganun or something.
Yeah,
there
I'm
was
not
this
gonna
one
lie.
where- Yeah, you go.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna
sorry.
say I'm not gonna lie, but when I first played the game when I was 14, I thought that was the funniest shit ever. But like now that I'm like much older, it's like the humor doesn't grow with you, so it's still stuck in that like teenage level na humor where you just make a fart joke, curse a lot. That's the joke. I don't know.
And I'm not saying
What you-
humor like that can't be done well. Like Saints Row the Third and Saints Row 4 are super funny because they're more self-aware. I like that to me saves almost any game if they're self-aware.
Yeah.
Within some Borderlands, they're just doing it to kind of be cool. Like yung Claptrap
Annoying.
mission na there's this vision na, I'm gonna start a pizza party, tas walang pumunta. Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
And then you just sit there.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's one quest that made me laugh, and it still kind of makes me laugh sometimes. Where there's a psycho guy, and the quest is just to shoot him in the face, but he needs a special gun to shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
You have to go on this long quest to find this really good gun, and then you just hey, now shoot me in the face, and you shoot him in the face, and then he dies.
And then you get the,
Wow.
yeah,
And then he says thank you, and then he dies.
yeah. That was very
I
funny.
didn't get super far sa Borderlands, pero like when he dies, when a character dies, does it respawns? Does they gave like an in-game explanation for it that doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense? I didn't like it. Like, yun lang.
I get yeah. I like that. I like when games kind of do that, but it conflicts because it's the enemy corporation that brings you back.
The
Like
explanation
what?
is not good eh. The explanation is not good. To why it's like it's like Assassin's Creed. The explanation for why it's a video game is like I don't like that it's clever but it's actually not clever. Alam mo yun? It's like if you're
You know what?
watching it's like if you're watching a movie, does the movie suddenly stops, as parang you're sitting in a seat or something like that. It's about, I don't give a shit. Like it didn't add anything to my life.
Oh shit! I'm
Parang
sitting on a
explained
seat.
the most obvious thing to me. I'm not saying I don't like. I like meta stuff, but like I like meta stuff. Like kunyari, this Gaia one had the best meta stuff because it was commenting on like all of your tropes, and then it also fed into the actual story. Like say mid boss was like a fucking important person, and like he had a character and everything. I like that, but like I don't like na parang. Yeah, you came back. You're in a video. Anyway, I can't even explain the frustration.
I think I get what you mean.
Like this guy, a 1 or 2, like was ahead of its time in the way na like yung ironic internet culture thing. I sound like a super boomer, but I don't care.
No,
Yeah.
it's
They
super funny,
started it.
dude. Like, kasi I remember me and my brother-in-law, boyfriend and sister at the time, just playing that game. Tapos kahit yung sister ko who does not play games, just watches us play games, sobrang tuwan-tuwa siya sa this Gaia. Kasi yung Prenice, and then si Flan, and si Etna. Like, it's so rare for me to know yung names ng characters in like games that I played. Kasi, pero this one was special, ganun. That's why I was so
Literally,
disappointed
I
sa
never
this
played
guy.
this game. I never played it.
It's fine.
Like, do you know slimes? Diba yung quote-unquote like easiest first thing that you kill para magkaroon ng XP? Ang the easiest opponents here are the Prenies. Kasi literally,
The penguins,
when you
right?
come close, yeah. Literally, you don't need to attack them. You just need to hold them and throw them, and they die instantly. Like it's things like that. The weapon descriptions, like a longbow, it's longer than the short bow, but with more damage. And it's so like this is
That's
This
good.
is
That's good.
1999. This is 1999
I think
or 2000.
I think
It's so early.
sobrang laking credit dapat ibigay sa localization team kasi they had such
was
a
gonna say.
good time. Kasi ang ganda ng voice acting din. It's all sobrang daming dialogue and all of it's funny. You don't want to skip on it. So it's like, it's just great. Ganun.
Even like here's an example for me. So, kasi one of the gusto ko i-bring up yung funniest game ko is two things. One recent, one before. Yung this guy, kasi there's this part sa this guy 3 where in each chapter, diba pag chapter 1, chapter 2, and they do parang recap. Diba some games do recaps
Very
in chapter
anime.
1. Yeah, where they recap with serious footage kung ano nangyari. So this guy at 3, you play kasi as the Demon King dun sa hell, and yung recaps para is just him doing puppet animations with his hands. Kung sino yung kumare may kontrabida. Oh, the stupid fucking guy who wants to ruin my fun. I'm the hero. Like, in each chapter yun, like parang lumalabas yung scene, parang Laharl's puppet adventure, tapos ina-explain niya kung anong nangyari per chapter. using puppets, and it's so fucking funny, dude. Sobrang tawa-tawa ako. It's
Is that
cute,
why you
dude.
do puppets? You do a lot of puppet jokes too. Is it because of that?
Yeah, no, it's more auto and joke, but like this different thing. But yeah, it's funny. It's super funny, dude. Yeah, this guy deserves more credit.
It's a very well written.
There's a new one
Humor.
coming out too.
What?
There's a new this guy coming out. I think it was like 6 or 7. I'm not sure.
There's a new Disgaea, it's not sprite,
yeah.
it's 3D.
And one final thing about this guy. It's not a spoiler kasi it's addressed na. You have a party member sa 3 who goes to hell. And like she's a high school girl. So like you would, the whole quest you're assuming na, oh my God, like I was unrightfully sent to hell kasi I was a good person naman eh when I was alive. And as you progress through the story, you get to know that, my God, this girl's a horrible person. Maybe you deserve to fucking be in here. You're such a cunt. And then you sit down and oh fuck, like nakakatawa lang kasi.
Whoa.
And in the end, you realize that she was a horrible person nga pala.
Those are good.
That's so funny.
And
That's
she
really
becomes
funny.
a demon king.
Well, kasi,
Yeah, it's so funny.
kasi this guy is like that. It's like it's like if you think about Undertale, it's that type of awareness. Ganon.
Yeah.
I wish nga na I got to play
Yeah.
Earthbound eh, kasi that's a granddaddy of all like funny aware games. Everyone touts.
Earthbound. Yeah.
Yeah.
But wait, I heard it was
very
dark.
subtle in the
It was
humor.
super-
It's super,
It's dark, but it has this weird. I have Earthbound, but I haven't beaten it yet. But it has this. It's like it's dark, but it's because of how dark it is. Even the slightest like hint of a joke is so funny because it just cuts the tension. Like there's a character named Pooh. And then they don't point it out, but just throughout the game, you're like, this guy's name is Pooh, but like no one like points out that it's a stupid name. It's a good game. I like that one a lot.
there's this
How about you
for me-
guys? I want to know. Sorry, go ahead. Whatever. Like,
I was actually gonna transition. I was gonna say like for me, the funniest game I've ever played
yes, yeah.
is up there. Is I think Portal 2 is definitely up there because it
Oh,
does.
Yes.
It's both like it's written funny and the gameplay is funny.
Yeah.
It's sa opening scene pa lang because Portal 2 happens like many years after the first one because you're put in like this like deep sleep, and then you wake up, and then this character named Wheatley shows up and he wakes you up and is like, just to check if you don't have brain damage because you're asleep for so long, press space to talk, and then when you press space, that's the jump button, and you jump. And it's like, oh no. And then like just the fact that you jumped instead of spoke and he doesn't say anything. Like and it just made me laugh so hard.
Yeah,
And there's just a bunch of other like it's very British then the jokes. It's very
I
like,
like
if you
dry
watch, like The
humor.
Office. Yeah, it's like The Office UK kind of humor. It's really funny.
Si Wheatley is the guy from The Office.
He's literally the guy that wrote The
This is
Office
Steve
too, which is really
Stephen
which adds an
Merchant.
extra layer. Stephen Merchant. I'm hesitant to say the jokes because I can't like really. The delivery in the game is what makes it so good. I mean, there's that like iconic line from one of the characters voiced by J.K. Simmons about like when life gives you lemons, like make life take the lemons back or something like that and burn life's house down with the lemons.
Who's this? From where?
That's from the Portal 2. There's J.K. Simmons, freaking. I want pictures of Spider-Man, like that guy from the
he's in Portal
Spider-Man movie.
2? I don't remember him.
Yeah, he plays Cave Johnson, the creator of
Oh,
Aperture
okay.
Science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Siya yung
And like-
Rick ng show ng ano na yun.
Yeah, and like it's so like beautifully ironic that the thing that he invented is killing him because he's like he discovered that the portal device only works on a certain kind of paint, but that paint has asbestos. But it doesn't care, and people kept warning him about it.
Yun nga.
And it's like we don't in science we don't ask why, we just do, and then it's because he never like cared about the asbestos. He got lung cancer.
Yeah,
And then he died.
that is so funny. Na parang it's like the most 60s nuclear
Yeah,
family
very
type
60s,
joke
very
na
70s, yeah.
asbestos. Because everybody loved asbestos at one point, right? So it's like
Yeah.
not aliens killed him. It was like asbestos poison.
It's asbestos that killed him. Out of all the dangerous scientific stuff that he invented, He died from
Like,
asbestos poisoning. But
imagine mo si Otacon dying from asbestos from like Metal Gear. He survived all of these wars, but like, Snake, I have lung cancer from all of the asbestos in my
I got the
room.
black lung.
Pero I think
But
that's why Portal 2 is funny kasi the setting helps kasi it's this cyber like future thing and all of you are just stupid. Like you do
Yeah.
Oh
stupid
no, it's like
shit.
it's set in like an abandoned
it's
science
well, the first one is set in a
facility.
very clean. Yeah.
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 The second one is, but the first one is very clean. You're in the laboratory and you're doing these like puzzles, and it feels so straightforward. And then by the second one, yeah, you're like in this abandoned warehouse and all this stuff.
I
And
think it's even
the humor,
it's even like
it's
present day kasi when you exit it's just a parking lot. It's
oh yeah.
like,
I mean, they never really say, and I don't really
I
care
don't
like
want
what time when it's set. But yeah, it's
no,
yeah.
it feels like it's present
I
day
love the best
kasi
examples of like
kasi if it was like still nuclear, hindi kasing funny yung Cave Johnson stuff.
oh yeah, that's
Kasi it
true.
has to be
It's supposed to
old,
be like ironic, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Also, you're like
How
How
about
about
you,
you? Just
Giselle?
that was like the
Ah.
one of the funniest games.
funniest games. Fuck. Oh, well, okay. A recent game that I think is funny. Was man every episode pag nagtanong ka na like I just get flooded and I don't know what to say na is a
Yeah.
funny game.
You played so much. Yeah.
That's okay.
It's not that even I
That's-
play so much. It's like I forget kung ano yung mga. Oh, a childhood game that I thought was really funny. Pero it's like funny in that Goosebumps slime Nickelodeon type humor is like yung Gay and Wilson's Ultimate Haunted House, which is also a very
Ooh.
creepy game.
Oh, you talked about that like the first episode.
This is a game that I keep talking about in my life and I write about. Pero like wala lang. It's like a point and click thing. Tapos you have a bag, tapos you can check yung inventory mo sa bag, tapos it just says like feet. Yung ganon. Tapos may feet, may paa na lalabas. It's just a kids thing na parang I thought was funny. Pero there's like this organ na you could play. Yung i-click mo yung bawat key, tapos may part doon na parang tutugtog siya ng ha 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 ganon. Pero it's all screams of people. It's like
What?
That's funny. Here, people, if any people are watching, like, and you, parang all of you are sick about us talking about comics. It's subjective, then. So yeah, that makes it work.
That's why I'm so hesitant to talk about some of the funny moments because like, what if it's only funny to me and I'm just like weird?
Well, Gay Wilson was an actual cartoonist. Tapos you could find mga old one panel cartoons niya. Tapos there's just this one panel cartoon na sobrang nag-stick sa utak ko. And I think it's still funny kaya i-describe ko lang. So there's this guy at a doctor's eye quiz test, right? Tapos he's like reading yung nakasulat dun sa eye diagram. Tapos ang nakalagay dun is, look behind you, the doctor is crazy. Tapos meron doctor na sasaksakin siya. I thought it was... Anyway, that's not funny.
That sounds very. That's very Far Side. Like it sounds kind of like
he
a
came
Gary
before
Larson kind
Gary
of.
Larson. Gary Larson is a hack. Gay Wilson's the OG.
Okay.
It was actually kind of hackish kasi like it was like si Adam, yung Adam's family yung nauna dun. But anyway.
Pero I don't think sino ba nag-bring up ng point? Ikaw ba, River, or si Giselle na? I think point and click adventure games should be credited as one of the.
Well, Giselle kind of pointed it out. He brought up Hitchhiker's Guide, the Hitchhiker's Guide game.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, that's just a translation of the humor from into an adventure game.
I think you have more freedom talaga sa point and click.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
it's literally
like yung
just
Monkey Island. You talked about Monkey Island. That made me fucking fun.
That's that's the ultimate gaming troll. One of the first moments where like the developer is like showing that they exist. It's different when like a developer, like you can feel the developer's hand in the game.
Yeah.
Monkey Island 2's ending was definitely one of those. I talked about this thing with Giselle before in my podcast about with like No More Heroes. I talk about No More Heroes, and there's a game. Is in No More Heroes, before you do the assassination missions, because you're an assassin, you have to do these like household chores to earn money. So you have to earn enough money to pay the assassin association to drive you to the next target. It's really silly. But there's this one mini game where you collect scorpions in a desert, and it's the worst mini game in the first game. And it earns you the least money. It's the hardest game to do. And so in the second game, what they did, what the developer did, Suda51, is he made the other mini games very streamlined. They're like 8-bit games, and it's very fast. You earn a lot of money quickly. But he kept the scorpion mini game from the first game, and he kept it. Didn't even keep it as is. He made it harder. He made you like earn less money, just as like a big middle finger to all the players. And I like when developers just kind of, I don't know, they just don't care and they just do that.
Well, I like si Suda, but also at the same time, it's like he kind of wears on you kasi it's I mean, it's fair naman kasi it made him successful, right? But like he really rides that gimmick all the way.
Yeah, that's true.
And I wish na
True.
parang maybe I wish
Yeah,
he
you
would
can
make
say
something
that.
sincere or something. I mean,
I think it's because you expect him to make weird things, so when he makes something weird, it's not surprising anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, one of the diminishing returns.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel with like random humor, like in the internet. Like, oh lol, he's so random, but like because you expect it to be random, it's not surprising anymore. Because like, like I don't want to like sound like the. Yeah.
It feels fabricated na ibig sa you're genuinely quirky, yung pa-quirky ka na lang. Like,
Yeah. I don't want to sound like the joke of things. Like, that's the issue, because like humor is all about a lot of it is about subverting expectations. So like when you're random the first time, like, oh, that's funny, he did something I didn't expect. But then you keep being random, and then you expect the randomness, and then it's not random anymore.
I'm gonna bring up kasi I really love kasi I'm sobrang tuwang-tuwa ako na there's a guy here who fucking loves JRPGs na New River. So like there's this game called Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's a popular game. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Pero there are parts in that game where I was laughing out loud alone. It's such a funny game. Dude. You need to play it. So not need to.
Yeah, I think I gotta rush through Zero. I don't know why I haven't like finished it yet. It's like fun. I mean, Zero, the Yakuza games in general are super fun.
I love Zero, pero it's yung gameplay niya, it gets repetitive lang.
It's old.
Lang. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what like it's basically. It's funny how the Yakuza games feel RPGs, except instead of it being turn-based, it's just a brawler fighting game. But then you just do the same combos over and over.
I'll say something. I'll say something.
It made so much sense.
I was just talking to yung brother-in-law kasi we were playing yung Scott Pilgrim game the other day. Tapos, I made the point na parang, sometimes in like brawlers or like these type of beat 'em ups, more is less. So like the RPG stuff, like you just want to hit something, and that's how I felt dun sa Yakuza 0. It's like, oh, I wish I didn't have to do this, because it's a game that's like in the middle of everything. Because I like the city, but like I don't actually like yung brawling stuff, because it's too.
Yes.
It's not the best yung brawling. It's not that great.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
So I like
And
yung
my friend,
like the
I guess that's
graphics,
why
it's like a completely different thing.
Yakuza Zero is 3D yung Yakuza Zero, pero sabi niya, it feels like a 2D. Like when you're fighting, parang 2D pa rin.
Yeah.
Yung mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when he said that, yeah, it's kind of right. Tama to.
Yeah.
Pero back to what I said, like play Like a Dragon kasi suggestion, it's so funny, like laugh out loud funny talaga. Plus, here, yung sinabi kong game dati, yung There's No Game Here, I finished it.
Okay.
I finished my first point and click adventure in a while. Yay!
Wow, yay.
So it's.
And then missed yung sunod.
Do you want? I'm not gonna spoil the ending, pero can I
Go,
spoil
go.
one? that's so funny.
Yeah, sure. That's
Like
fine.
basically, you guys are trapped na inside the game, diba? Like there comes a point to a story na you're trapped inside the game, and yung sinabi niyo ang dalawa na yung meta humor is like played out. But it's so funny how yung execution nakakatawa eh. Kasi basically, it, it's a point and click adventure game, and when you get to that point, it becomes a FMV games. You know FMV
Yeah,
games?
Yeah.
Yeah. Suddenly it shifts to the developer, the real developer who made this game. Nandun siya, nandun siya sa bahay niya. And you need to catch his attention for him to realize that you are trapped in the game. Are you following me at this point?
Oh, that's
You're
so
trapped
Yeah,
in the
fucking
game.
good.
You attract his attention. So you're a hacker at this point. Now you can hack things na. So you have to hack things inside his house to know that
Fuck.
there's something wrong that's happening. So as you click things to hack, may part doon na yung coffee machine niya. Okay, kailangan kong i-overheat yung coffee niya until his coffee machine explodes. Tapos sumabog yung coffee machine. Yung developer, fuck. Malapit siya sa coffee machine siya, i-inspect niya. Tapos coffee just literally goes to his, what the fuck is happening? Tapos yung vacuum cleaner niya, kailangan mong i-on. On yung vacuum cleaner mo. Tapos like, may problema ba? Tapos like, parang you're catching his attention to know that you're trapped inside his game.
Dude.
Parang tawang-tawa ako sa
Dude.
part na yun. Kasi it shifts from
Dude.
that to that. Yes, sobrang...
Dude, that sounds like
Yeah.
dude, that sounds like the perfect secret sequel sa Tron.
Oh yeah.
Right?
That's true.
That sounds amazing. Ang ganda. Ang galing.
Dude, sobrang tawang-tawa ako. Like, I had to put my phone down and like...
I have a
kailangan ko
question.
I need to talk to someone.
I have a question. So, kasi you mentioned FMV games. Because I've always seen itong game na to, yung Super Seducer, where you're this guy who's trying to seduce
yeah.
women.
I know that.
Tapos
Yeah.
parang, it's funny kasi if you pick the wrong answer, sobrang labo namang nangyayari. Like, I think there's a part na may tank, right? Or something.
Yeah,
Pero like,
this
he's
one.
an
That's the
actual,
second one, yeah.
he's an actual love guru, diba, or something. Pero like, the game looks so fucking
Yeah.
funny and like ironic. I don't know.
It just goes to show how much money he makes doing this like dating coach thing, so he can afford the freaking tank. Who buys a tank? Where do you even get that?
No, he probably rented it. Like, I think I
You can rent a tank? Where?
You could rent ano. You could rent anything. Ganun. Grab tank.
Parties and bar mitzvahs. Just rent a tank for your
Sure. Come
your
on.
niece's taboo.
Racist.
You need to play that river or just yung there's no game here. It's...
I should, yeah. That sounds like
Oh,
really
God.
up my. It sounds like the kind of
Yeah, it's
like
not a
the same
spoiler.
vein.
Kasi I'm not describing it well enough. You need to play it talaga to
Yeah.
experience it. That's a great thing. That's a great thing about video games, by the way. Even if some asshole in the internet spoils it, it's different from when you get spoiled sa movie.
Yeah.
Contrast sa game. Kasi gets ko if na-spoil yung story sa game. Pero like, this one's there is no game here. The mechanics, I can never spoil the mechanics on how you make those shit happen. Nakakatawa talaga.
Can I just comment on something? Like, going into this, I was kind of cynical na parang, yeah, games aren't that funny. Pero like, that's not true. That's not true at all. There have been a lot of games that made me like really laugh. Like, ganon. Pero I think that it's a situation na, I mean, kahit Dark Souls is fucking funny. The way that it does shit.
True.
Yung
that's a different. Yeah, that's a topic. It's so stupid that it's fun. Like,
it's like a fun
unironically.
No, kasi like yung tanda mo yung Dark Souls 1 when you encounter the first fucking boss. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, this is impossible. Like, what's wrong with you? Or like yung boulder, or like yung snake, mga snakes and shit. By the way, naalala kita dun sa Snake Temple, Andren, kasi yun yung joke mo with like, paano kung yung ulo lang snake, tas gumagano siya. Anyway. Well, yeah, like, games, pero I think the way why I was kind of cynical is you kind of when humor is bad in a game, it's really bad. It's like there have been games that parang can't you just not make this joke because I just want to play. Like I don't want to read. I don't want to listen to your lame jokes. Ganun.
Yeah. I think it's because the humor gets in the way of the game. It's different when it's a movie, because you're passive, you're just watching. If the joke doesn't land, there's gonna be another joke later on.
I mean,
But the
even a
game, you
short
have to
game
put
is like
effort.
3 movies long. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like wasting your time,
Yeah.
and it's double because you have to put effort to like
Yeah.
move through the joke and like just play the
And
game.
when you die, when yung jokes that come up at the end screen, they just sour your life if it's not funny. If it's like
Yeah. They
Wait,
stick.
what example of
I don't know,
one?
like I don't know, any bad platformer like Crash or something. You know, like pag namatay ka and then it's like it's funny the first time and then you keep dying to that thing and it's umahalo lang din sa
Oo, wala
frustration, you
tayong
know.
makakagawa. Kasi you keep
Oh,
dying.
okay. That's true. Okay, that's true. It sucks because like that's the difficulty. Then that's the challenge when you make a joke in a video game. Because jokes, like you hear it the first time, it's funny. You hear it again, it's kind of funny, and then it just repeats over and over and over. And then that's the challenge with games. Because like if you put a joke before a difficult section, you'll be hearing the same joke like over and over. Like you said with Crash, something like that.
And there are some games that are funny, pero they're trying to be serious. Like sa Assassin's Creed 3. Sa Assassin's Creed, kasi I never played the first one and second one. My first one was 3, and when I realized na video game lang pala lahat, and I was like, oh, shut the fuck up. Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up. Tapos tawa ako na to. Really? Really? All of this was just all of this was a video game.
Dude,
Okay.
it's funny kasi like I was watching yung little nephew ko play yung Assassin's Creed, right? Tapos there are like these bunch of British soldiers just walking. Kasi it's not a very it's the AI is terrible in those games, right? They don't think like
Yeah,
people, right?
absolutely.
So like yung little nephew ko
Absolutely.
runs into like yung streets and then starts stabbing people in the neck, yung mga British soldiers. Tapos parang, why are you killing those people? Because they're the bad guys. They were not doing anything to you. They were just walking in the street and you ran up and stabbed them. It's like, that's funny.
On to my secret topic. Like, it could be
Okay.
quick. Then. Saddest moments in video games.
Oh.
Twist, pare.
Boom. Bring down the mood. Saddest moments.
Yeah. I'm kind of like fucking M. Night Shyamalan, pare. Like, you remember in Twist of Village? Have you watched The Village?
Yeah,
Oh,
That they were
Yeah,
flipping
it was
into
the
real
present
world?
day all along.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
you! Dude, nung pinapanood ko yun talaga sa Pangasinan, like yung sa CSI Cinema Square, like there was this guy who said, like yung nasa modern day pala sila, sinabi niya talaga to boo! Like sinigaw niya yung boo.
Wow.
Pero that was amazing then, pero like, yeah. Medyo off topic, pero like, saddest moments. I can go first kasi you guys are thinking, but can I go first?
Go. Prime the conversation. Go.
This is again a point and click adventure. I don't know why I fucking hate point and click adventures where most of my memories because I'm deleting games from my phone. This is a phone game. It's called Florence.
Oh, sorry.
Florence.
Oh,
Florence.
I know this game. Yeah,
You played Florence?
I haven't played it though. I know the game though, but I haven't played it.
It's about a relationship within a. Wait. It's so cool because I'm deleting. I have been deleting games from my phone to make up space, and Florence. And there's this part in Florence now. So it's about this couple, or it can. They made it kasi na it's open ended. It's not. It can be about friendships, couples, yeah, and like generally anything with a relationship with a person. And it's a puzzle game. You play puzzles like simple puzzles like yung sa mga jigsaws, yung mga jigsaw puzzles. And you basically do that the entire game. And kasi, spoiler alert, in the end they break up. And the final puzzle is you doing this jigsaw puzzle. And it's so hard. like it's basically unsolvable. And that's what made it so sad. You aren't supposed to solve the puzzle.
Oh.
Parang yung meaning niya is in relationships or in any relationship, sometimes you can't come to terms. Both of you can't come to terms.
Like some people don't fit together. Yeah.
Yeah, and like all of your problems, like you can't put back the pieces. So you're not supposed to solve the final puzzle because in the end you break up and never talk to each other again. And I'm like, shit, dude, that hit hard, dude. Like,
Andren River.
it's so
And
that's so cool. Like part man. Plus, there's this one. Yeah, what Giselle?
I muted you kasi
Yeah.
I wanna play this game. Pero sabihin ko lang, there are 4 people watching. Wow, that's amazing. Sila Red, minumura ka.
Yeah, dude.
Oh fuck! Ano sabi ni Red? Please, ano sabi ni Red? Ano sabi ni Red? Fuck you, Red! I hate your guts! What was your Red? Oh, super ironic ako, parati. So, I don't need to feel emotion. Because, shut up, stupid. Here. Pero, not to detract from Florence. Pero, do you get, kahit sobrang in your face yung puzzle na yun na, okay, I can't solve this. Parang, I can't solve this relationship. And then
Yeah. I love that because it integrated the gameplay. Like only it gave a message in the only way a game can do. You know, with the interactivity.
That, yung yan rin sa Spiritfarer. Yeah.
I was trying so hard not to mention Spiritfarer because we talked about it so much before. But yeah.
And one more puzzle. Like there's this puzzle dun sa game where you need to move time forward by spinning a clock. And as you're solving the puzzle, you and your friends, parang as you solve the puzzle, yung time lapse with you and your friends. And as you move forward time, it shows the screen of you being detached with each other. Because that's what happens when you grow older. You lose friendships. And as you're turning the clock, all of your friends disappear. And I'm like, goddamn. Dude, that was my game of the year for me, like yung Florence. Hindi ko pa delete sa phone kasi affected me so much. That game rules, dude. You guys should play it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nancy Andren really plays the indie games.
And that's a good example.
Heart and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't expect Andren to be the indie king.
Heart. Yeah. How about you guys? What's your favorite?
I love how three-dimensional you are, Andren. You keep saying like, oh, freaking, I love like monster trucks and heavy metal, but you know, games with heart, they really.
That's a fucking.
They really
that's
get
just
to me.
a facade. Alam mo yung saddest game is ano?
Yeah.
So yung it's like towards the end tapos nakaaway mo na yung boss and everything. Pero then you suddenly show up sa isang barren field. Tapos you're just walking in the desert. Tapos everyone's like nawala lahat ng friends mo and everything. And then dumating si Renoa tapos biglang nagka-flowers yung field tapos tumugtog na yung Eyes on Me tapos umiiyak na. Kasi Final Fantasy 8 is good. I also wanted to say na I thought that game was funny kasi sa dulo kasi everyone has an arc in that game pero sa dulo yung arc lang ni Zell was makakain siya ng hotdog galing sa cafeteria nila.
Yeah.
It's just always fucking stuck with me na parang I replayed yung ending na yun so many times pero like I always like got choked up nung kumakain na si Zell ng hotdog kasi nakuha niya yung hotdog niya, tangina. No, that's not. Sad. Ikaw, River, what do you got na sad? I don't want to say the thing
I'm trying to think.
I always say.
Wait, what thing were you gonna say?
Gonna
I had it, but I forgot.
Cancer dragon thing. Ikaw, ano?
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think of like.
I've talked about that now.
I'm trying to think of examples where it's not the story that was sad. It's the thing you had to do in the game that made it sad. Oh, this one. I'm playing Fire Emblem Fates 3 Houses. No, it's not Fates. It's 3 Houses. Sorry, on the Switch. And that game, it's super anime. I don't know if there. I know some people are like very averse to like the anime-ness that happened to Fire Emblem. But game, it's because you're in a high school and you're learning to be soldiers. I guess it's kind of like Final Fantasy VIII. Is that like it's kind of like that where like they're training these like young teenagers to fight a war essentially, and there's like three houses in the in the school like the title, and each house because it represents a different part of like this nation. So anyway, it's kind of a spoiler, but I'm not gonna say like the ending. But throughout the game, you bond with clients, even though they're from different nations. They like they eat lunch together, they go to class together, they have fun. They're high schoolers, they have prom, and then something happens in the game where one of the countries declares war against the other country, and the other country has to split itself in half and pick a side. And suddenly it fast forwards to like 5-6 years later, and then you're killing the classmates. You're forced to like kill the classmates with that because they're suddenly because the nation like declared war. They have no choice but to fight in this battle that they didn't really sign up for, and you end up having to face off. Dude, yeah, and I'm like, this is a Nintendo game. Yeah, and there's this one character because in the game, you pick a house, and then that house is you only get to know the students in that specific house, but you can replay the game like multiple times to pick the other houses, see what the other students are all about. But you can also invite other students from other houses to join your house. But you have to do that before the big middle part of the game where it jumps 5 years. And there's this one character I really wanted to get, and his name was Ash. And he has gray hair, and he's always sleepy, and he's an archer. I never got to get him because I didn't like fulfill some quest or something. I don't know. I didn't have the right stats. But then eventually, when I forgot that he was part of the other nation that declared war, so I had to kill him, and then I killed him, and then I thought he was just gonna die. There's gonna be like this big event, like he's dead, and my classmate is dead. But they don't. They just brush it off, and I think that made it more painful because he died like a common soldier. And then
that sounds
good. I love. It was a good game. I like Fire Emblem Three Houses because I got kind of sour with the animeification of Fire Emblem in the 3DS. I don't know if you guys have played Fire Emblem, but it started out as a very
it's a serious game dati, di ba?
Yeah, it was a serious game. But then in the 3DS, it became like a dating sim. And
I think
about
the effect ng Persona, right?
That's
Or
so
maybe that's
awesome,
wrong.
River.
That's like concurrent, pareho sila naging ganun.
Yeah, it kind of became too much like Persona. But like Three Houses kind of rectified it. I love the game a lot.
I'll say lang that it's really
That's
weird.
so sad, River. That's so sad. Like,
Dude,
backstory.
you brought up this topic.
Yeah.
I think
Like, my backstory, and he just dies, and he's just
dies like a
can I just
dies.
Can I throw some ice water in your faces? It's so sad. You had to kill all of those underage kids that you had to date as a teacher dun sa school na yun.
Well, no. You don't date them. You don't date them at least.
Yeah, this is Persona 5.
I was scared, dude.
Right? Like,
This is Persona 5.
I got scared when they announced Three Houses, and they're like, "Oh, cool. Okay, so how are they gonna fix the dating in this game? Oh, you're a professor. Then turns out you don't date them. You just like befriend them, and then it jumps 5 years where they become legal age. So at least there's that.
you can't date them at all?
You can like kind of flirt with them, but only when they're older in like the 5 year jump. It locks the relationships until you get to the 5 year jump, which I guess was like
you don't date them. You finger their buttholes lang.
Yeah, you just you just third base. You don't go all the way.
I remember this game. I don't know, Andren, if you played this because this is such a trash PS1 game. Yung Thousand Arms.
What?
I've never heard of this game.
Tao lang ba talaga ako
Kind of like
naglaro?
Wild Arms?
No, Thousand Arms is
I'm looking at it right now.
it's a JRPG pero like you level up. You can level up some stats by dating women. Like pataasin mo yung heart. So it's also like dating sim.
It's kind of like Persona. It's kind of like
This was
Persona.
a PS1 game, tas I
Break
really
it down.
liked it. Siyempre puberty and shit. Parang, I'm gonna date yung Shrine Maiden. Kasi,
Yeah, I was like, oh, hell
siya.
yeah.
Kasi, wala siyang bra. Yung bra niya, bendahe. Yung ganun type. Alam mo yung ganung anime na nakabinding. Parang, tayo na, ang haba ng buhok.
Yeah.
Pero like that had a good story. I don't remember anything, but I remember being invested. Because the battle system is really good. Para siyang fighting game type na turn-based. Tapos magtatag-in ka dun sa other. Anyway, um, not related. Pero this isn't necessarily a sad game, but it can be sad. I played this dating sim game, Katawa Shoujo, dati. Tapos,
Okay.
Okay.
you know, like every game has like, dating sim game has like a theme, right? Yung theme ng game na to is
Uh,
all of them have disabilities. Like, one girl may sunog siya sa
I
mukha,
know this.
and
Yeah.
one girl is an amputee, one girl is blind, one girl has mga ganito. Tapos, it's actually, you would think that it's like a trash game, pero like, people na may disabilities really like yung, kasi the whole point of the game is to get to know them past nung kanilang mga disabilities. So that's just,
Yeah.
it's very heartbreaking. You can actually turn off yung hentai parts kasi may hentai parts siya. Pero like, it's
What?
well written.
Hentai
But
parts
it's
in the
legit
game?
well written. May hentai parts. It's still a game ganun, pero like,
Tasteful hentai.
pero like it's well
Like you
written,
fuck the
ganun.
fucking bullet holes of your chest.
I was
Not
gonna-
bad, not bad. And you have to fucking take it to like that's a different game.
You said hentai, my hentai. You said there are hentai
Pero
parts.
Dude,
it's
I
not
was so
fucking-
like emotionally invested.
You.
I was like,
dude,
oh, that's so sweet. They're teaching
I
you to
said
like really look
hentai.
at people with disabilities as people.
No, I
and
said-
there's hentai.
I said hentai, pero Andren said
You should
bullet
read-
hole fucking. That's a different. That's almost like escalated bigla. Oh yeah, you fucked.
Yeah,
you
but go
fucked
on,
the
go on.
horse.
Oh, go. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's been a long time since anyone brought up yung wound fucking sa neck of my woods. Yeah, so no, I thought that was touching. Ganun, yun lang. I remember really being invested in sa stories ng mga... Kasi like, it's all writing naman. So it's like... yun. I have a game, pero like, ikaw muna, River, or like Andren, for like another sad thing.
Another sad game.
Another sad game.
I can think of sad moments.
for me,
I mean,
Yeah, I'll just say one more,
go.
and then River can say one more. I've said this, pero I don't think no one listened to the first podcast that we did. Is the ending of Persona 4. Again, not a big plot. Walang plot kasi this game, I want everyone to play this game. When it ends lang, you have to leave town. Basically, it's not a spoiler kasi you just need to leave town kasi it's in the trailer na you're a new kid, you're just there for 1 year and you need to leave town. So yeah, you ride on the train, and as you ride the train, all of your party members say goodbye, and as the train moves, all of them fucking run after you. We're gonna miss you. Oh, bye, senpai. And as the credits roll, yung flashback of everything that you guys did together as a team, and yeah, and the final shot is the train going, going to the
Into the
riding
dash.
onto the sunset. Yeah, it's pretty.
It sounds so much like
simple,
a Ghibli movie. The
Yeah.
ending.
pero not boring. Pero yeah, it's
Hates Ghibli
just-
movies.
no. I like
Mention
I
Ghibli
like
movies.
I like Country Road. I like Grave of the Fireflies. I like fucking
you
House
like
of
yung
Cans.
yung Whisper of the Heart? Kasi that's the only good one for me.
I love Whisper of the Heart. I love
Yeah, I
Whisper of
love-
the Heart.
I like that.
There's there's a Ghibli movie.
Yeah. Whatever.
I'm trying to remember this Ghibli movie with a train in it, but there's a Ghibli movie where
There's
it
a train
ends
in
the exact same way
every-
like you. There's a train in all of them. And like this woman who's like, she goes back to her childhood town, and she's
Oh fuck! I
the-
just forgot the name. Fuck, like
yeah, and then she's
Like-
recounting like these childhood memories
Yes.
that she has.
yes. May
And then the
flashbacks
ending,
sa family.
yes, and then the
And
ending is
she's
so beautiful.
Sabi na family niya. Like she's
Yeah.
she wasn't good at math, but she was good at like arts and
What's
shit.
this called? Yeah.
Yeah. I
Ending is
forgot.
exactly how you describe Persona 4's ending, where she's in the train, she's leaving, but instead of the other characters of the movie saying goodbye to her, it's her as a child and her childhood friends. Like she's like picturing them like they're actually there and they're waving goodbye, and it's supposed to symbolize like her, her saying goodbye to her childhood, saying
God,
goodbye to like
that's
the
so sad.
innocent days.
I'll
That's so
So
sad.
it hit me hard.
I'll say
So
I'll say
sad.
Only
something.
yesterday. That's the title. Only
Only
yesterday.
yesterday. Goddamn, yeah.
Give me
That one, that one. That's so
um
sad. That's so
yeah,
fucking sad, dude.
it is almost like an unrelated or like sa Japan, like yung consistent theme na isa is like the pursuit of excellence and like yung iyong purpose in life, right? And then sa
Yeah.
Philippines, it's like yung happy endings or like sad endings are almost always connected sa class struggle at saka sa yayaman siya or like maka-escape siya sa
Yeah.
poverty. Wala lang, naalala ko lang. Kasi parang, I'm trying to think, ano kaya ang Filipino anime type? Ano yung parang ending na parang Persona 4? Ganun. Tapos naalala ko lang yung
Alam mo
Himala.
yung ending yun?
Tumalon siya,
Alam mo yung
nagpakamatay siya.
hindi, Giselle. Ang ending na kung Pinoy version nun, nakasakay siya sa airplane, tapos magiging OFW siya and leaving this stupid country.
Ayan.
Yan yung ending, pare.
Yun yung laging
Bye!
ending.
Bye, stupid!
Floor contemplation.
And then
Fucked up, man.
Okay. Final topic before we go. Kasi, yeah, we all have, it's a simple one. Hindi siya deep. What are the games are we excited for this 2021? Oh, fuck!
I am I don't know. I don't know if I'm actually excited. I'm gonna buy.
I'll go first. Kasi
Sige,
it's,
sige.
it's pretty short lang. 2 games. First one is Far Cry 6. There have been 1,000 of Far Cry, so I'm
the fact that you had to check which Far Cry is it shows how many Far Cries there's been.
Hindi kasi what fucks me up yung Far Cry Primal, which is
Oh, yeah,
counted.
the in between. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
also
yeah,
Far Cry
yeah.
New Dawn.
Yeah. So yeah, Far Cry 6, which is played by the bad guy from season 4 ng Breaking Bad, yung who played Gus.
Yes. Giancarlo Esposito. That's yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm a fan of edgy shit. Like, parang it starts with dictator si what's his name? River yung guys.
The
Gus.
actor Giancarlo. Yeah, Gus
Yeah, yeah.
Fring.
Just let's
Yeah.
call him Gus na lang.
Let's call him Gus. Yeah.
His son kasi is artsy fartsy type. Oh, good art, but that's not gonna fucking lead a country. So like, he makes him hold the grenade, and he pulls the pin.
Yeah.
He makes his son hold the grenade, and he pulls the pin. Don't worry, it won't explode, pare, when you drop it. It only explodes when you let go. That's yun yung main point doon na. And they walk, and they see the country where his father na dictator siya na, okay, it's in chaos. And may point siya na, this country is like a grenade. Once you let go of control and it drops, the whole country goes boom. So what are you gonna do, son? And nanginginig yung anak niya. And you don't know if he's gonna drop the grenade or hindi. And like, ang cool. Oh, cool. I wanna know, pare.
I'm just imagining yung scene na yun na bitawan niya accidentally, tumakbo lang siya.
Fuck!
Hindi kasi, country is like a grenade. Okay, boom. Dad,
Don't you get it? It's a metaphor, guys. Come on.
Dad, they
Because
sound
Dead people on the
like
ground.
Just sabi ng mga ibang dictate, yung mga soldiers, you could have just said na you're a fucking asshole and you want everyone killed. Ano tong theatrics na ginagawa mo, sir? Okay, fair enough. How about you guys?
Who do you think you're controlling in that game, pala? Do you think you're controlling the sun? I'm not sure because they never really say.
No, you're controlling the sun. Kasi, not a spoiler, kasi you are dictator yung tatay mo, tas ikaw yung son niya, and you're trying to overthrow your dad. It's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
I hope na it
Yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah.
goes like full on into that shit imbes na
Yeah,
like middle.
five didn't fucking deliver what they were promising with this fucking.
It's just set dressing lang eh.
Yeah,
Ang
yeah,
ganda,
yeah.
ano, ang
I'm
ganda
not gonna.
if they full talagang invested in yung pagiging artsy ng son. Tapos so like whole parts ng games like nagpe-paint ka lang. Tapos when does anything start? I've been stuck in this room sketching for days.
This time he's painting the town red with blood. Ha ha ha. I'm glad Andren wasn't here this year.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. What do you guys say?
Yeah. Nothing.
Nothing. Walang naging joke.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the other game that you're excited for?
Me?
Yeah.
The new Tales game. Basically, the new Tales game because I'm a super fan of that series. So yeah, yun lang.
Is it like
A new
comfort
Tales
food
game.
for you, yung Tales game? Like you're not expecting like
No,
sobrang masterpiece.
Kasi it's a full-on PS5 game. Na, as in next gen talaga. So I'm excited for that. Yun lang. I don't know anything about the story, but I'm just excited for it. Yun lang.
Okay.
How about you guys?
For me, I think I have two then.
Okay.
Well, one is super obvious. The new Breath of the Wild sequel that they said was supposed to come out last year, but got delayed because of COVID.
Is it a prequel?
Yeah.
Aren't they gonna do the Red
No,
Dead
it's a
thing na
sequel.
prequel siya? It's a
No,
prequel?
sequel.
It's a
Yung
It's a
prequel?
sequel.
Yung trailer, they go into like
Sequel.
the cavern of the castle. Tapos maikli yung buhok ni Zelda. It's a fucking sequel. To
Yeah.
Pero River, kasi I don't know the tone
Yeah.
of the Breath of the Wild games. Is it darker though? I've been hearing now
Yes.
it's
Oh my god. Yeah.
dark in
It's because
trailer.
everyone's freaking dead. Everyone is dead. And then in the trailer, it's even darker.
Post-apocalyptic siya. Like, yung Hyrule is
Yeah.
like, Pero
Ooh,
like,
that's
He
interesting.
failed.
Dark
He
Zelda
technically
game?
failed.
it's beautiful kasi it's like, even though the world is sort of like controlled by darkness, madami pa rin beauty. Like, parang,
Yeah.
tayo talaga yung nagpapasama ng mundo.
It's like like the flower growing in an asphalt road kind
Yeah.
of poetic
That's interesting.
beauty.
A dark
No, but Zelda games have always been kind of dark-ish.
Pero not
One of the darker
this
ones.
level.
No, I mean
But it's
Majora's
like,
Mask was super dark.
but there's like
Majora's
no
Mask is probably the
real,
darkest
it's
Zelda
like
game.
hints lang. It's not, the
Yeah.
main mode pa rin is yung gameplay. So, parang, I mean, at least
Yeah,
sa Breath of the Wild. Kasi that's my first Zelda.
Yeah. Because for me, the reason why I recommend you I think you'll like it, Andren, actually, if ever you get a Switch somehow. But yeah, the reason why I'm really excited for Breath of the Wild is because it's one of those sequels na you have no idea what they're gonna do next. Because like with let's say like hypothetically, if I were excited for a Call of Duty game, I know what to expect. I know that it's gonna be a shooting game.
Formula.
Yeah, but because Breath of the Wild was such a breath of fresh air for the Zelda formula. I don't even know like what they're gonna do with this second one. It could be randomly a dating sim or something. Like that's just how
No.
up in the air it is with. Like honestly,
Can I leak something?
that's the thing that they were pushing.
May contact
Go
ako
lang.
sa
Yeah, go.
Nintendo and I know kung ano yung magiging title ng Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, your uncle works at Nintendo. Yeah.
It's gonna be called Bad Breath of the Wild.
What? Sorry. Can you say what you said? Sorry.
No, I said
It's gonna
Bad
be-
Breath of the Wild, halitosis. Anyway, I'm gonna go back sa comic.
Giselle, my uncle also works sa Nintendo and he's gonna do the soundtrack. Dude, he's
Yeah.
gonna get the license to take my breath away. So yeah, take my breath of the wild away.
Away.
Yeah.
Okay.
We suck.
That's a good
We
choice.
fucking suck.
But you just what game are you looking forward to?
Di ba dalawa sa'yo, River?
Oh
What's
right,
the other
sorry. The second one is Psychonauts 2 because the first Psychonauts came out in like
I saw the trailer.
2000.
It's good. Looks good.
Yeah, I'm so hyped. Because when did the first Psychonauts come out? That was on the PS2 when I played it.
I've got a
Yeah.
spoiler for you. It's gonna
Out
suck.
in 2000. I don't care.
I really feel like
It's gonna come out 2005,
I
and
really feel
it
like
came out
there's
2005, and then
not
now,
gonna like I don't think si Tim Schafer's got it anymore. Like I don't know.
honestly, I agree with you. I
Yeah.
hate to agree with you, but I do kind of agree with you. Like, considering his past kind of
His last
late works, na parang it's like he's phoning it in. But I don't know. Maybe this is his return to form. You know,
yung the last one was good at the beginning and then it sucked hard. That um
Broken Age.
Broken Age was really good at the beginning
Yeah.
and then it really like what the fuck? Like, what am I playing? Ganun.
I mean, not so. I worry though because a lot of games where they keep bloating the budget because it has to be AAA, it has to have a celebrity in it because they have Jack Black now as one of the voice casts. I don't know. It's like I love Jack Black, but like, does the game really need a celebrity to like? I get it's there to sell it, but I don't know.
I feel like
Yeah, I agree with you. Kasi, never like yung sa Metal Gear, Kiefer Sutherland played the like.
Fucking
Again,
Kiefer Sutherland.
it didn't affect the fucking game for me.
Yeah, exactly.
dun pala
He's like on a
sa
con. It's like he's
games,
more nasally now. It's like it's so weird.
sa games like ginagawa ni Tim Schafer, I really like yung vibe and everything, pero part of me really feels like I would rather watch this as a TV show. Like,
Yeah, honestly,
you
he's a
know?
talented writer, but like it's hard. You can tell he wants to like say these like funny jokes and build these worlds, but I don't know. Maybe video games are holding him back. I'm not sure.
The gameplay's never that like kunyari, what's that Jack Black game? Like I just couldn't get into it kasi parang I
Oh,
thought
that one is
yeah.
Brutal Legend. That's the
Brutal
one.
Legend.
It sucks because that's one of the few games that changes genre in the middle of the game because it starts where you're a heavy metal rocker and you hack and slash kind of like
Yeah.
God of War.
Yeah, it's a
You
funny
build-
game. It's a funny game. Yeah.
Pero
You
then it
build up
becomes
your
an
band and then
RTS.
so on, and then in the middle it becomes a real-time strategy game all of a sudden. It's just so weird.
Anyway, okay.
And I dropped out of the game after that.
I'll go na.
How about you yourself? What's the game you're saying? To wrap this
I'm
up.
looking forward
No pressure.
to play
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Rise and make friends online with people. Kasi
Hey, I'm getting Monster Hunter Rise too. So
That's fine. Pero like
next week.
yeah, I'm playing that kasi I don't know, man. I just need something
Online
na,
games.
I kasi it's also grindy. I just need something that I'm gonna chase something and then grind it out ganun. Kasi you can play it offline naman. Ano.
Yeah.
Ano pa ba? What's the other game? I'm looking forward for Tony Hawk 1+2 sa Switch. So I'll just play that again. Yun lang.
Oh yeah, that's coming to the Switch. You're right.
It's a- it's
I
Yeah,
think
I'm
they're gonna
planning
do
on getting
3+4.
Tony Hawk Remaster sa PS4. So might get that.
ayun.
I have money.
Oh, there's that. I don't know if you're interested. There's this game, Skatebird. It's Tony Hawk, pero you're a bird. You're a parachute.
Oh, yeah. Your
What?
little
What's the
hawk.
name?
Skatebird. Akala ko nga it would come out before Tony Hawk eh. So it's kind of like, I don't know if it's gonna help that it came after Tony Hawk.
Got
ngayon.
super delayed.
Yeah, but it's cute. It's like,
Same way I played Ollie Ollie and I didn't like it.
what is that?
I like Ollie Ollie.
It's,
It's you.
no, it's
It's a pixely game.
yeah. And it,
Skateboarding game.
I guess I was finding something different from it because like I want a skate sim, and parang yeah, Ollie Ollie is not that.
Yeah.
And it's,
Ollie Ollie is not that. It's more of a high score chaser kind of game where you just. It's like. It's like you get the main gameplay loop of Tony Hawk. Now you're trying to build up your score by doing tricks in a chain, right? You just take that
Thick ass
concept
trick.
and then that's the whole game of Ollie Ollie. You're going down a rail and you're just trying to chain as many moves as possible before you wipe out or hit the ground or something. That's the whole game. And there's a second one too.
That's very that's counterintuitive sa parang vibe of skating, right? Kasi at least sa Tony Hawk, you don't have to do yung highest score, pero it's just fun kasi you explore the level,
Yeah.
right? But if the whole point is just the
Yeah,
highest
I
level,
get that.
it's kinda counterintuitive. Ayan. So what did we learn sa
Well,
ano sa idea of the funniest and the saddest parts of game?
for me, to end this podcast, the three of us, for me, everything is subjective and our opinions don't matter, pero hopefully na-entertain kayo. So yeah, that's mine. How about you guys?
My
Our opinions, we're all gonna die.
Yeah,
sounds like what I
this fucking middle class hobby, no one cares. Pero how about you guys?
No one gives a shit.
Don't end it like that. This is the one episode that you could have like kasi may taong nanood eh. This is the one episode that
Hey, dude. Okay. I'll be more I'll be more real, quote unquote. Video games affects you more than any other medium if it's done well. How about you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
this
agree.
one, but yeah,
yeah, well, yeah.
I guess because. Oh no, you go ahead because I might say something long. I don't know.
Sige. No.
Yeah,
You know
fine,
what?
fine.
You know what I learned from like talking to you guys in these past few episodes? Na video games really are art eh. It's like that's that's I've answered your question.
Sorry, I
Video
laughed.
games are art. Ganun. Even though I've only played games from the 90s up to 2000s apparently every time nag-uusap tayo.
Those are the most artistic decades,
Those are-
90s and the
yeah, you know.
2000s.
Like I keep watching yung review ng
Metal Black.
It's
Toy
the
Story
second
movie.
renaissance.
No, like
I guess
Oh, you remember.
for me, Oh, good.
I'll just say na I am being facetious about that, but like there have been times I really sobbed at like some video games. I can't say exactly what, pero like there have been like yun nga, like FF8 or something like that. That's just affected me somehow. Final Fantasy 9, ganun, Tactics, and all of these other games. Celeste is another example, ganun. It's
Oh
just-
yeah,
I love Celeste. Oh, I should have mentioned
and
Celeste. Yeah.
it's almost like sometimes it's like such a disservice na parang as much as I love it, Dark Souls, right? Pero like it's also such a disservice na when you finish that game you don't get anything at all except you play the game again. Alam mo yun? It's such a video game
The-
game. There's
The
a lot
reward
of
is
lore.
more game.
There's a lot of lore and shit, pero like the actual unless you really dig for it, it's so guarded and everything. Pero then
yeah, and you are the Dark Soul.
yun nga. Like it's like
Yeah.
I am
I-
Dark Soul.
like it's so weird. I have 100, 200 hours to Dark Souls, pero once I get yung ending, like I don't fucking give a shit.
I don't understand.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Okay, I'll put it into like a different term. Imagine you spent like a week-long trip with someone, right? And then you spent hours together surviving and like thriving off the forest and like helping each other and like saving each other from bears and shit. And then natapos yung trip nyo, you get to the civilization, tapos, sige, bye-bye. Is it literally like that? Wala lang? Like, you didn't build anything after like 140 hours?
Yeah,
That's
no, I
how
get
I
what
feel
you
with
mean,
Dark
yeah.
Souls.
And the opposite of that for me would be like Dragon Quest 11, where when you think you're done with the game just keeps going and going and going. But it's more of like it's trying to pace out the goodbye.
Aww.
You know, and like Dragon Quest, it just cuts off. It's just bye, we're done, and that's it. And then you play the game again, but like that's all. But like with Dragon Quest 11, like they allow you to experience the best parts of the game all over again, but in a different context. And it allows you to end the game when you want to end the game. You know, that's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so the thing that I learned, and it's tying of both of you guys said, like what Andren said, video games can really like affect you emotionally, and I want to dive into like why that is, and it's because of how involved it is. You know, because like film and music and like reading, it's like it's kind of like, well, reading kind of less so, but it's kind of like a passive, you know. But like with video games, instead of it just being like a window to another world, you are in that world because of how you know you do the shit, you do the things, you are the character a lot of the times, and that's why like it hits you extra hard, even though it's just like a tiny
Absolutely.
moment. Yeah, like a tiny moment where someone loses a dog or something, it affects you differently. It hits you differently, and a different space in your brain gets triggered. You're like, instead of like, oh, it's sad that guy lost his dog, it's more like, I lost my dog. And that's what video games can do to you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that's why I appreciate video games in a different way, because I love film din naman, but it's different. It's apples and oranges talaga when it comes to how they affect you emotionally.
Yeah,
That's what I
pare,
learned.
yeah, it's different, pare, when you can taste the orange, and it's different than when you can peel the orange and taste it.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's different when someone
which
describes
part
what an
is film
orange
and which
tastes like to
part
you.
is a video game? You peeling or you tasting?
Yeah, you're just feeling. Well, that was our episode, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. There are people who watched this time. Thank you. All four of
Thank
you
I
are
know.
watching. Please share
Thank you
this.
so much.
We do this
I
every
know,
Tuesday
actually, 5
and
or 6. I
sometimes
think.
Thursday when we're not affected by our depression. Pero like, yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been fun.
Good
This has been
night.
fun.
Thank you.
I love
Good
this
night,
episode.
guys.
This is a good episode.
Okay.
Yes.
Stop
Good night.
streaming.